So I've come to Warsaw. So I've been coming to Warsaw since July 2019, and originally I was a bit skeptical. Why would I want to come to Warsaw? What would be there? But my friend Ian kept telling me this is an amazing city. You should come, and he actually already lived here for a year. So I thought, okay, I'll give it a try. Flew out here April 2019. The weather was amazing, met some amazing people, and I ended up staying for that 5-day trip. Went home for 2 weeks and then came straight back again because I loved it so much and I wanted to get more. That has been a recurring theme for the last 5 years of wanting to be in Warsaw, wanting to get more out of the city, wanting to see more. And between the months of May and September, those months, this place is magic. The weather is amazing. It has a spring and summer vibe. Walking around at night time, it's great. Outside of those months, I'd stay well away because it's brutally cold. The winters are never-ending greyness. But if you come between May and the 1st of May and the end of September, you will come to an amazing place and have an amazing experience. So this isn't going to be a typical travel type video. There's plenty of better people that can do that than me on YouTube. What I'm going to do is just show you what my favorite things are about the city, my favorite places to go, and what I like about it. As someone who's been coming here since 2019, and this is my 6th year being here, I'm just going to show you the things I like to do, what I like to eat, the things that make Warsaw unique. And every time I come here, these are my must go to events. One thing that's hard to visualize now is that when this building was finished in 1955, it was completely white. So what we're looking at here is nearly 70 years of dirt that's just built up, and now this is a brown building, but it was completely gleaming white. Must be crazy to have seen the change from that to this. So you can see the Zlota 44. So you can literally see, I mean, to the left of Zlota 44 there, that is where the road is. That would have come straight through the middle of the Palace of Culture. So this road, this building here is Zlota 44 with the nice Ferrari pulling up. And then this road is Zlota. And this road, Zlota, would have gone straight across there. And there's another road called Zlota on the other side of the palace, because it used to be one road which used to have a train tracks going down it. So lots of history in this area, which was formerly the Jewish ghetto. And I think what they're finding in here, I can film through the gap, is some of that original going from right to left, some of the original tram lines or road buildings, what was left that they built everything on top of. You can see they've got some sort of doing some music events here. The Rolling Stones played here in the 60s, but I don't think they're that active anymore in terms of putting on events, but maybe more so in the spring and summer. Yeah, this is June onwards, so it's a summer thing. That's cool. Now we're going to go to my favourite place in all of Warsaw to get a burger, and that is this place here, opposite the British Bulldog pub in the Centrum. I have no idea how you say the name of this place, but this is the best place to get a burger. Hey, sorry, I'm going to film the menu. How do you say the name of this restaurant?
Między bułkami.
Między bułkami. There you go, that's the name. So this is it. This is the best burger in Warsaw as far as I found. I have it with cheese and bacon, plain. And because I'm civilized, I use a knife and fork. Bon appetit to me. So going from the best burger in Warsaw, I'm going to now go to the best ice cream in Warsaw. So I'm going to film the walk all the way there so you know where to go. So it's funny walking around here. I've stayed in so many Airbnbs, like all over the place. Oh, the light's gone red. They like to fine you apparently in Warsaw for going through a red light. So you got to watch out for that. So it used to be that this wall up here would always have a really cool painting, like a mural, but then they stopped doing it because Netflix basically bought the wall and made it super boring. But this used to be a really cool, like manually painted promotion for something. There was some really cool stuff they used to do, but it's a shame that Netflix kind of ruined it and just made it this generic looking, boring wall. Over there we have the gym I used to go to, Fit. I'm probably saying that wrong. I say all Polish things wrong, that's what I do. But pretty good gym, it's downstairs in there. I don't know how Gabriel the Traveller always films like this because your arm starts to die. This would be an impossible task in the winter because my hand is already frozen. So when I first used to come to Warsaw, this area here was completely different, but they updated it and made it all pretty beautiful, to be fair. Much nicer than it was when I first came here. In 2019, that used to be a Sphinx. I used to eat there because I'd stay in Airbnbs near here, and this was more, how do I put it, like it was, I don't know, just more old-fashioned. They've kind of made this more like a walkway area, but it's still designed for cars, but it's more pedestrianized, that's the word. So if you wanted to go to Nowy Świat right now, you go down there. If you wanted to head towards the city centre, you go down there. But we are going to the best ice cream place, or hot chocolate place, I'm told, in Warsaw. But this is the place. I don't know how you say it, L. I've been coming here since 2019, and trust me when I tell you, this place does the best ice cream in Warsaw. It's next to the casino, and I'll walk a bit further. It's getting dark. I'll walk a bit further just to show you how central it is. If I go down here, you will see a beautiful shot of the Palace of Culture. So straight down here from the Palace of Culture, and then here you have the best ice cream in Warsaw. It's a very old school look inside here, like as if it's 100 years old, but obviously it's not. But the brand is. The brand is one of the oldest ice cream brands. They do all sorts of food and stuff in here, but for me they only do one thing as far as I'm concerned, and that is the chocolate ice cream. My friends do like the soup, not soup, hot chocolate. So here's the best ice cream in Warsaw in my opinion. Now, with my weapon in hand, it's time to stop talking and start eating. The second best ice cream you can get is Biscuits. This is amazing, absolutely amazing Polish ice cream. Strawberry or chocolate is what? They have this in every mall in Poland, and also they have it in all the small supermarkets like Żabka. They have these little pots you can buy, and they are equally amazing as these stalls are in the malls. So definitely check out Biscuits, second best ice cream in Poland. Hi, I'll have one scoop of strawberry, please.
It's 6.50.
Thank you. So it's 6.50, 6 zloty 50. Voila. Like I was saying, in the big supermarkets as well, you can get these tubs, and if you don't mind becoming obese, that right there is heaven. And the third best ice cream in Warsaw is Häagen-Dazs off Nowy's Świat. Definitely come here. Of the Palace of Culture at night, when they light it up like this. Like when I was living here during the winter 22, they didn't light it up because they said they wanted to save energy. But it just looked so stunning when you catch a glimpse of the palace like this and it's lit up at night, especially in purple, which seems to be the go-to color. Oh, it's amazing. So I just wanted to get a good shot of this at night. It's one of my favorite things about Warsaw. First time I ever stayed in Warsaw, first time I stayed in the Airbnb in Warsaw, I think it was in that tower there. They have many Airbnbs there as well. Crappy buildings, but at least it has a reception, but the noise is not great. There's a big music venue here called Palladium, so you'll get quite a few concerts there, and the Palladium venue is over there. I saw a singer there that was in Eurovision, French singer. I'll do a pop-up because I can't remember her name, but it was awesome. The one that said voila, voila, voila. That song. So when I first came to Warsaw, that building there wasn't there. That's the new business development in recent times. I don't know if this is an event or if they're just if it's advertising fashion. I think it's fashion. Don't know who Jesse Cook is, don't know. Oh, example, no example. So it's good to see posters still alive. So many cities don't have that anymore because fly posting will get you in trouble. But it gives a city a bit of culture. Plus it dates it nicely for video content. So this is the goal. One day, live there. There's a lot of 44. I've always loved that apartment building. It just looks amazing. It's so futuristic. And it just lights the skyline up, especially when the palace isn't lit up. But the combination is amazing. The price when this building launched compared to now, it's like 4 times more expensive now. So I haven't timed it well, but one day I'd like to own an apartment there, overlooking the palace, and then come here like 3 months of the year. That would be pretty good. But I love how open this area is. So it's such a huge amount of land. And you know one day it'll probably get spoiled because the value of this land is so huge. I hope they don't build on it too much like they have done with that museum over there. But yeah, this is definitely my favourite part of Warsaw to be in, my favourite part to hang around. It just has an energy to it. I mean, the history. 1955, I believe, the palace was launched. And it's just a spectacle. Like living in the UK, there's just no buildings like this at all. Obviously, it came from Stalin, and a lot of Polish people don't like the building because of its roots, but you have to admire it for the archaeological spectacle that it is. I love it. But obviously I understand the reasons for hating it. You can hate the person that put it there without hating what it is, because he didn't build it, somebody else built it. So you have also in the Palace of Culture a theatre, which is what you see there, and the cinema, which is what you see in Connecticut. Again, I'm probably saying that wrong, but I've been to that cinema multiple times and it has like a nostalgic feel to be back here again. This is my 6th year coming to Warsaw, and I'm always still blown away by this area. So obviously it's an old school cinema, but it has charm, it has character. It's got an old school cinema feel to it, which is kind of what the movies are all about. So I do love it in that cinema. But if it was more than a 2-hour film, I'd probably go to Blue City instead. I do love all this open space. So the first time I ever came to Warsaw, I stayed in that hotel there, the Marriott. I used to have enough points with my Marriott American Express to get the, you stay for 5 nights for the price of 4. It was a good deal. So I'd build up as many points as I can, selling stuff on Amazon, hardly for profit, but for points. It was a good little thing I had going for a while, but wasn't using it enough, so I ditched the card. Now in the tunnel section of the train station. So you've just come from the mall, which is down there, and then you're straight where the platforms are to go to the further away places, not the local destinations. This one is going to there, platform 3. So I used to live near here, so I've walked this route a million times and know this area well. Of course, there's a Starbucks. What's the odds that we're going to see somebody using a laptop? Probably a Mac. That would be the tradition, right? Someone using a laptop. Ah, there's no one. Okay. For a change, huh? So what you do is you walk around here and then you get to the place where you can get the trams, which is where I am heading now. When I used to come here in the winter, this McDonald's was a lifesaver because I could get to this McDonald's without having to go outside. So this was key in the winter when it's like -5, so you could get to this McDonald's without dying of frostbite. Very useful. But yeah, this just goes in a big circle, this area. But what I'm trying to do right now is find my metro stop to meet Donna after work. I'm gonna try and find it. So I'm trying to find Centralny 08. I think from past memory, it's over here. That's the back of the station, and then the back was Loki Terasi. And there's a lot of 44, of course. So the building I used to live is there. Second to top floor in that building. I lived there for 1 year. So as you can see, it's a very central location. And that was the best thing it had going for it, to be fair. Right, let's see if we've got the right. If we've got the right place or not. It's a pretty organised system of transport they have in Warsaw. I highly recommend it. You don't need to get Uber all the time, and in rush hour, it's always much faster to get a tram or a metro. Uber will just get you stuck in traffic. Made it onto the tram, so mission almost accomplished. Hey, and we found Donna. The story completes. How was your day?
It's okay.
Okay, let's go. So now I'm going to show you the best pizza in Warsaw. Again, it's a place I can't pronounce, but they just sell slices. It's very like American pizza style, but it's just amazing, and it's very cheap. So whenever I'm walking past this place, it's always tempting to get a slice. Hopefully it's open. It is. So this is just off Nowy Świat on Shimelna, and this is the place. How do you say the name of this place? How do you say that? Pizza...
Well,
No, okay, thank you. I'm rubbish at Polish. Alright, open at 12.
I love pizza, it's my vice. Give me more, it's like paradise. From the crust to the toppings, it's pure delight. Oh, 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 oh. I love pizza, it's my vice. Give me more, it's like paradise. From the crust to the toppings.
biscuits in Poland are these. Get the classic version or get the caramel. This is heaven. I've never seen these in the UK. They may have them other places in Europe, but I'm telling you, this is what heaven looks like. Another good place that I like to eat is a food hall called, how do you say it?
Hala Koszyki.
Hala Koszyki, which is
Market hall. There's around plenty of restaurants,
Yeah.
cafes. Like you can find like Italian food, Spanish, like world cuisine. So
yeah. I will show you inside. So where we're gonna meet my friend Ian and get some food. Someone doesn't crash into me. So this is inside the Hala Koszyki. We got a cool John Lennon thing here. Mag. So this also acts as a nightclub as well. So you'll see they've got a DJ playing. Quite interesting. And just generally loads of like little food courts. I think we're gonna eat at this mango restaurant. I think we get food from here. What do you think?
yeah.
We get food. We've got the bar. We've got tapas. We've got vegetarian food. And up there you have some like different stuff. I don't really know what that is. It's a big place. We've got a supermarket in there. Hey. We've got an Italian restaurant down there, which I haven't tried yet. Have you tried that restaurant down there? Have you tried the restaurant down there? No?
No.
One day we will try. Okay. So what did you order, Donna?
I ordered tofu.
Tofu.
Yeah. Bao.
It's good?
Yeah.
And the beer. Okay, and I ordered fries. From, what's this place called? Mango. Mango, there you go. So, best steak in Warsaw. For me, this one's easy, and that is butchery and wine. I've been coming here since 2019. It used to just be the one restaurant on this side. Now they've doubled and added to that side. So you've got both sides of the same restaurant, which is kind of unique. But this, for me, it's a Michelin star restaurant. It's the best steak in Warsaw. It was half the price in 2019, so it's not cheap compared to what it used to be, but it is the best. So here we are in butchery. I've ordered the New York 300 gram 28 day. Ian, what have you ordered?
Got the Uruguayan Hereford 300 gram ribeye.
That's your usual go-to here, right?
Yeah, I've had this several times.
Yeah? Okay. And Matt, what you ordered?
The Polish 28 day ribeye.
Happy days. Bon appetit. So I can't do a video about Warsaw without mentioning my favourite place to walk around, which is Nowy Świat, and then heading into Old Town. It's a great walk that you absolutely have to do. So this is where I consider Nowy Świat to begin. It might be more down there, I'm not sure, but in there is it's a banking building, but there's also some bars and like an old school gaming place in there with like, not old school gaming, like it has like pinball machines, crazy golf and stuff like that. It's a cool area at night time. In the summer, there's deck chairs everywhere and people sat outside. It's a very cool place that it's a sunny day. I highly recommend you go there at night. Down here is Smolna. There's a nightclub called Smolna on a street with the same name. It's a techno club, and that's also very cool. Highly recommend Smolna. Right, so now we go down into Nowy Świat. So the walk from Nowy Świat to Old Town, probably about 15 minutes, depending on how fast you walk. Very popular in the summer and the spring. So today is a Sunday, but it's still very busy. Like further down, I just walked up to start the video at the top. So as we start to get towards kind of the central part of the road, you start to see loads of bars and restaurants. This is hugely popular as like the central place in Warsaw. So down here, there's loads of little kind of studenty bars and stuff like that. I can't remember the name of the area, but let's have a look. Everything's probably closed because it's in the middle of the day. Bologna, I think that's what it's called, the area. And this place will get packed on a Saturday night. Even in the winter, this place is packed. And there's loads of independent bars that each have a different theme. Kind of like a Magaluf or San Antonio Ibiza kind of vibe. Like lots of cheap bars, cheap places like that. But it's not too bad in the summer. It's obviously not very high end. It's more student vibe. So if that's your thing, come check this place out. Now back on the main Nowy Świat street, there's a bar up here called Hala. This is also a great spot in the summer. Sit outside here. There's lots of people walking by. You just get a sense of the whole vibe of the place. So yeah, Hala is a great spot in the summer as well. You can sit outside here. Now, the first time I ever came to Warsaw, the first bar I went to with my friends was this place, Dom and Whiskey. And I've always come here. Now, there's a huge queue at the bar every time. I'm going to go inside and then go upstairs. The queue at the bar upstairs is much shorter and faster to get through. But that's a great restaurant. Highly recommend. I don't smoke, but they have a cigar room. So if that's your thing, you'll also love it in Dom and Whiskey. As you saw earlier in the video, Häagen-Dazs, important place to go get ice cream, but also opposite Häagen-Dazs, there's another ice cream place there, which is pretty good. And it's cheaper, but I prefer the Häagen-Dazs, so I'll pay a bit more. So this whole street, I think it's known as something like Royal Parade or something. I need to look into that more, and maybe I'll put a pop-up about it. But this is obviously a very historical street, and further down you go, there's the President's Palace, or where the Prime Minister lives. I'm not entirely sure. But again, I'll look into that and do some sort of pop-up about it. Another popular thing in Warsaw is these sweet shops called Sweet Factory Store. They are full of like overpriced candy, as you can imagine, but I do not recommend it because you will feel pretty sick after you've eaten a whole bag. They're very filling, more than you think, so my advice is to avoid that one. Popular spot over here is the Green Cafe Nero. Good place to go and work. Wi-Fi is not too bad. It's free. You don't have to ask for a password or log into any crazy system. So if you're coming here as a digital nomad, go to the Cafe Nero there. It's a good spot for working. Another restaurant I recommend is La Cantina. It's a great Italian restaurant. My favorite probably in Warsaw, apart from the Italian restaurant on the French street, which I'm gonna show you in a separate video. But yeah, La Cantina towards the end of Nowy Świat is another great place. And if you like chocolate, this is a chain all over Poland. That's also very good for that. Żabkas are everywhere. Żabka means frog in Polish. The original Żabka logo used to be that of a frog, and then they updated it. I think I prefer the original logo. It had some humour to it. So this is at the halfway point where Nowy Świat starts to turn into Old Town. This McDonald's over there is open until about 4 a.m. So you can imagine on the weekends, everybody leaves the bars and stuff and then goes straight to McDonald's. So that place would be busy on the weekend. At night, there's also some other bars here, like this lounge bar, but I haven't been in there. So now we're going to cross over and start walking towards Old Town. So now we're getting into the Old Town section. We've got some of these monuments and this very old church that has been there a long time. If you look on YouTube at old photos of this area, you will see people going into that building pre-war and post-war. So a lot of history in that building. I should probably know the name of it, but even if I did, I probably couldn't pronounce it. So now you can see it goes a long way as far as the eye can see. This walk towards Old Town. But on a summer's day, this is a great walk. Beautiful building. You can do a tour inside. I've done it once. I don't think it's always open. It looks like it's closed right now, perhaps. So if you get a chance to do a tour inside, it's worth a look for sure. So now as we get towards kind of the central point of this area, you get some of the 5-star hotels. That's what's coming up next, and a few luxury stores. So I guess you could say this is the high-end tourist area of Warsaw. So as we continue walking further down, here you have the entrance to the university. So Warsaw University, that's the student grounds entrance down there. So you can imagine lots of young people will here around this area. Ah, there's also lots of people going in there. I've never really explored this area before, or whenever I've seen it before, it always looks dead. There's quite a few people in there, to be fair. But we will continue down. It's funny, I've been in Warsaw for a week and a half now, and I haven't even come down here yet because the weather was bad until today. That's why I always recommend to come to Warsaw 1st of May or the last week of April. It always seems to be the last week of April, a week before May, that the weather gets great. So today it's about 21, 22 degrees, and that is perfect weather in Warsaw. In July and August it's a bit too hot. Unless you've got aircon, I would not come to Warsaw in July and August because you will need the aircon. It's going to be super, super hot. Beautiful in the evening though, walking around at night time, especially the area we just were at, Nowy, Świat, just there in the summer, because you can still walk around in a t-shirt at night, and that kind of makes it extra special. Okay, so coming up towards us, we have the two best hotels maybe in Warsaw, but at least two of them are right opposite each other. You can start to see on my right now, you have the Bristol. So this is a Marriott hotel, and they're quite famous for their ice cream in the restaurant that anyone can go and get. So if you want to try their ice cream, go check out the restaurant. There's a nice little park there just before the Bristol Hotel. Now I have to give an honorary mention to my two favourite parks in Warsaw that I didn't get a chance to go to on this trip, and that's Leszczynski Park and Saxon Gardens. Saxon Gardens is quite central. Leszczynski Park, you're going to have to travel your way there, probably Uber or tram or bus. But that's my two favourite parks. Highly, highly recommend you go to Leszczynski Park for half a day or so, and Saxon Gardens is also worth a visit. So there's the Bristol Hotel, and then as you can see opposite is Raffles, which is another fantastic hotel in Warsaw. If it's within your budget, I highly recommend. You always see beautiful cars outside this hotel. It's one of the things I like about it, is it brings in people that have money and want to spend it on quality. So this is probably one of the better parts of Warsaw to stay, if that's your thing. And behind me is Saxon Gardens. So as we start to head towards Saxon Gardens, taking a left detour by Raffles, you can see they've got some sort of concert being prepared, which I've never seen before happen in Warsaw. So it definitely is a pain because they've closed the road. So in the distance you can see these pillars, and they are the remains of a bit of what was a building pre-war. And they do there's I believe a tomb there that's protected by these guards, and every hour there's a crossing of the guards, and it's quite a spectacle. People wait to see it, and they've kept that tradition going decades and decades and decades. You can see videos before the first war of the crossing of the guards, the changing of the guards I should say. So lots of history there. And then you can see a fountain behind it, which is where Saxon Gardens begins. And then you've obviously got the centre of Warsaw over there. So just to give you your bearings of where you are, you can see the very top of the Palace of Culture there. I'll do a little zoom now and show you what I'm talking about. So now across from the Bristol, we've got some more high-end stores here, like the Rolex store. Unfortunately it's a Sunday, so the store is closed. But it's always good to see what they pretend they've got in stock, and then you go in and ask and they say, oh, we haven't got any watches. We don't have any watches to sell you. It's the crazy business model of Rolex, where they pretend they don't have inventory, but they really do. They just want to give it to select people that buy the stuff they don't want. Now there's also an Aston Martin store here. Never been inside, but always good to see what the current car is they're trying to promote. Got somebody else doing some filming here. They're taking it more seriously. They've got a tripod. So this building here is, I think, the President's Palace. Now I'm probably going to get that wrong. I'll put a pop-up to clarify. But this is also obviously a very important building, and often this road will get closed off if people are coming and going from there, and you'll see black cars with police escorts leading this area, often because of this building, so people are here. So who exactly lives there, I can't confirm 100%, but it's definitely a parliamentary palace. Now another thing you start to see a lot more of as you come towards the bottom of this walk is old churches. This being one of them. This has been here obviously a long time, but you don't need me to tell you that. So this is the first very old church that you see, and you can do a tour of that as well. We continue. So now we really start to get to the true old town part of it as we head towards the square. This again, very famous church. So now we're getting towards the real old town part of it, with this very famous church here on my right. Beautiful church, very well looked after and obviously kept up to date. So this has kind of like, if you've been to Krakow in Poland, this is the part that has the Krakow feel, the tourist area, with a mixture of old and new in terms of the old buildings. Now up there is a viewing deck, so you can walk up a lot of narrow steps. If that doesn't freak you out, there's a viewing area at the top, which is great, especially at night time. So I recommend, if you're coming here, to pay the small fee to go up there and do the viewing tower. But now we're getting towards the center. This obviously was heavily bombed in the war, so many things that you see have been replaced with 1:1 replicas of the same. So it has a very old feel, but a lot of it is rebuilt to look the same as it was before. Is when you see in the distance there the stadium where the Polish national football team play. Looks stunning at night time because you have the red and white Polish flag colours moving around. It's truly stunning, but unfortunately you can't really capture the magic in the daytime. Now this statue up here is famous because that also predates the war, and I think they had to put it back up. Something along those lines. I did watch a documentary about it, but unfortunately I forgot most of what it said, which is kind of how I roll. So yeah, got a history behind this. Now this is a very famous church. These churches are still first churches. It's not like some sort of museum or something. This is people come here every Sunday, literally religiously. Now another Italian restaurant I like down here is the Dolce Vita. If I can skip the TikTok rubbish. Now you can, in the summer you can see you can sit outside, but I like it inside in this restaurant. It's very nice inside. Oh, they've got road markings here now, that's new. La Dolce Vita. It's a very good restaurant. So if you're in this area and you want Italian, La Dolce Vita is one to go to. Right, now you get to the bottom and then you go around the corner to the left, and then that's when you have this kind of like independent, strange shops, should I say, like weird stuff, tourist stuff, very Krakow type feel, meaning just purely designed for tourists. Just to be fair, right now I am. Polish food. Sometimes I see people down here like with owls on their shoulder and snakes and stuff like that. Just very touristy stuff. My arm is so dead. So they do Chopin concerts. So Chopin is probably the most famous Polish person in terms of artists, and obviously the airport named Chopin Airport, the biggest airport in Warsaw, and they do these tribute concerts. Now there's a park you can go to and they'll have a guy or girl performing Chopin's music on a piano for free. I don't know how often it is, whether it's once a week or once a month, but I highly recommend if you get a chance to go to that, do so. I've never done one of these paid ones before, but I'm sure they're great. So yeah, Chopin made some amazing music, so check out his concert if you're going to appreciate it. It's always I always feel bad for people that don't want to be in the video, but to be fair, we're in a pretty touristy place. So another amazing church here. Unfortunately, so much of the information is in Polish, yet most of the tourists probably don't speak Polish. So one thing they could do a better job of in this place is to have English information, because that's the biggest language of Europe, nonetheless. So this is how we're heading towards the real, the square now, the famous square, which was completely destroyed in the war and then rebuilt to one replica, as far as I'm aware, which I really admire Polish people doing, because they knew they had a thing of beauty. They didn't want something new, they wanted the same thing they already had. And shows the strength of character to just rebuild, to say that you can knock us down, but we're going to just rebuild and be straight back up again, which they did. So this also is another beautiful part of Warsaw, and you absolutely have to come to this area if you are doing a holiday here. Now they do, even some of these buildings are on Airbnb, I think. So if you want to dedicate yourself, stay in this district. I've never stayed in Old Town before because it's so far from the centre that, I mean, there's no tram here. You have to walk a little bit to get to a nearest bus or tram. So I've never stayed in the centre, in this area before, but here we are. So this is the square. So they could have looked roughly the same 100 years ago, but unfortunately it was completely destroyed in the war. Very busy, but now it seems this busy for a while. Lots of art for sale. Yeah, sometimes they'll do a concert in the middle, like a free thing. Yeah, always if it's a sun, like I said before, if it's a sunny day, Warsaw is the best place, one of the best places you could be, because it just has such a good energy to it.
Agata nie wciągnęła, ponieważ te luki przydupić, to jeżeli ktoś bardzo przesadza, tym bardziej, że ja
Beautiful stuff. Lots of scarves and paintings for sale. I've never seen so many paintings for sale here. Maybe I just didn't notice it before, but look at that. That is one angry cat. I don't think I want that cat looking at me every day. So there you have the Warsaw Museum, which is very nice. I recommend. I've been in there before. And another museum that I have to give a honorary mention to is the Warsaw Uprising Museum. If you know anything about the history of the war, you must visit the Uprising Museum if that's of interest to you. Also, the Jewish Museum is also worth a visit. It's a big museum. Warsaw's got some good museums. A lot of it's focused obviously on the war, because that's been the most significant event to happen in Polish history, I guess. So that pretty much concludes the walk from Nowy Świat to Old Town. One of my favorite things to do on a sunny day. So hope you enjoyed seeing the area. There's a little bit more down here, but basically this is the end. Another thing you could do is you could go down there, turn left, and then come up a different way. There's one more thing actually, there's the castle. So what I'll do is I'll go down here and go back around to show you that. Another nice little side street dining area. You get a lot of these side street interesting things in this area. So it's worth the trip I just did, do that, but then also walk around and explore. There's lots of cool little independent restaurants and bars and stuff around here that definitely make it worth the walk to do a loop around. You can see I've gone down there, around, back up to here, and we'll get back to where the Italian restaurant was that I recommended briefly ago. Now this is something I've never done, but one day I may have to. Hey horsey. Yes. So here's the castle. Now they have like a food market of sorts, it seems, at the entrance. How does Gabriel Traveller do this so long without even dying? I guess because he's using a lighter camera. Maybe that's why he uses the lighter camera, not his phone. So you can see the top of the castle there.
Yeah.
Lots of candy and things for kids. Also for me. Mini salon.
Ale później zrezygnowano.
It's just like a never-ending market. They love their 80s music in Poland, you'll notice that. Everywhere you go, bars, food markets, They always are playing 80s pop music. That's probably why so many of the big acts like Metallica always come here on their world tour and do a stadium, because the 80s music is still so huge in Poland. Oh, that concludes the food market. There's a restaurant here as well, which I've never seen before. Probably always been there, but I just never noticed. Lots of monuments like this in Poland, which I like. Respects the history. And here we go to the what I'm going to call the Red Castle. You can walk around inside, and it's interesting to explore. There's not a huge amount to do, but it's a remarkable sight to see. It's quite unique. You don't see too many of these. So just at the very bottom of Old Town, you will find what I'm going to call the Red Castle. So go check it out. Big tourist spot. Very Instagram photo friendly. And then I think actually this might be Newtown. So I think this heads towards Newtown. I'll have to check. Alright, I gotta go. So today I'm walking from Walensky, which is the district I'm staying in, Praga area. And walking from here, 23-minute walk to the new bridge. They've made a walking bridge to go across the river from Praga to whatever you call the river. And yeah, it's a new feature. Everybody's going mad about it. Apparently whenever you open something new in Poland, people flock to it. And there was like 250,000 people that went there on the first weekend it opened. So it only opened I think last month. So yeah, gonna 23-minute walk to the bridge. We're gonna see what the new footbridge is about and have a little walk around the river. So I've made it to the bridge, just having across the road from Praga. There's some very nice restaurants and apartments, modern apartments, just from there across down there. Very nice area. I recommend you visit. So walk across the bridge and then go check out this area in Praga. It's nice. But yeah, here's the brand new bridge. Wow, it's pretty unique. Quite a steep beginning, incline. Pretty surreal actually. It's a great view of the skyline in Warsaw ahead. See the Palace of Culture on the left. Still doing some construction down there of some kind. There as well. Well, I say building, maybe it was already like that. I feel like they're doing something there which links to this. Be interested to see how that develops. But wow, this is really impressive. Quite an archaeological feat isn't the right word, it's just beautiful. People here. I can only imagine how busy this will be in the summer. Palace of Culture ahead. All of downtown. I'm glad I came across it for the first time from this direction, so you can see all of Warsaw city centre ahead, or centrum as they say. Around the bridge. You can see the National Stadium there. the museum there as well. There's lots of bars and stuff down that side, and a great deal on that side. My bearings are correct. I've never come at this area from this direction before, but I'm pretty sure that's the way it is. That's the end of the bridge. So, yeah, this is a good thing they added to Warsaw. I really like it. Before you could only walk alongside the traffic. It wasn't as visually pleasing, to say, as this. It's great. Come visit this bridge, it's awesome.